who is the father of omega-3 oils, who's done 40 years of research on the topic. And he is the head of the Brain Research Center in London. He said that the half-life of DHA in the brain is 2.5 years, which means you need a tiny, tiny, tiny amount of DHA to supply the need, since very, very little of the DHA is being degraded if the half-life is 2.5 years. The amount that you might need maximally is 3.8 milligrams of DHA. If you take this omega-3 from the salvia sclarea oil, there is sufficient dose there of omega-3 that even if you had a minuscule conversion rate of 2%, and normally it is between 3 and 5% at the least, even if you had 2 or even 1% conversion, you would still have enough DHA that you will develop, that you will manufacture from that ALA source. EPA has been found to be somewhat toxic in large amounts, and you get a lot of it from fish oil. That is the anti-inflammatory prostaglandin or a source, or anti-inflammatory compound that people are using to improve their symptoms when they have numerous inflammatory diseases. It doesn't work very well according to some studies because of the rancidity. But it can be toxic to have too much EPA. And the body can use ALA to convert it to EPA as long as your diet is good. If you have a very poor diet containing excessive amount of animal-based protein, and if you eat a lot of refined foods and you end up deficient in various nutrients, then your conversion becomes slower. I feel like it's a great opportunity to give people the best omega-3 source while also educating them about healthy diet, eating more plant-based and less animal-based food, eating more wholesome and less refined and processed foods. That will improve the nutritional status in general, but also help them convert ALA to EPA and DHA more effectively. In addition to the importance of the ALA itself, we have to use ALA because of its stability. And this is the most important fact that's been established about this type of omega-3 fatty acid. It is stable even in room temperature, exposed to sunlight for over 2 years. No other omega-3 oil in nature has ever been shown to be as stable as this source of omega-3 oil. It is so stable that it can actually be effective. And from clinical experience of many doctors, medical doctors in Israel, and medical professors in Israel who are using this product now and recommending it on the television, on radio stations all over Israel, it is making a big entry into the Israeli market, because all those doctors are getting results they have never gotten with fish oil. It is far more effective as an anti-inflammatory because it is stable for 2 years, whereas flax oil in 20 minutes becomes rancid in room temperature or in body temperature. Flax oil should not be consumed. Flax also contains 3 times the phytoestrogens as soy does. So if you get the oil with all the phytoestrogens concentrated like that, you are bound to affect your hormonal balance over time. This form of oil, the omega-3 from salvia sclarea, does not contain any of those phytoestrogens. It does not contain any of those petroleum byproducts and dioxin and other toxins from sea animals. Instead, it contains medicinal products, medicinal compounds, because it comes from a medicinal plant. These medicinal plants contain hundreds of proven medicinal compounds. In this plant alone, they have isolated over 100 medicinally effective compounds antioxidants, anti-inflammatories, antifungals, antiparasitical, antibacterials, and antivirals, and many others. They have found sclareol, an extremely potent antioxidant, in large amount in this form of oil. Sclareol is 1,000 times stronger than vitamin C as an antioxidant. They have found in it a high amount of coenzyme Q10, something you'll never find in fish oil. This coenzyme Q10 is a potent and important intracellular antioxidant. It's a very important free radical scavenger inside the cell, and it helps us manufacture energy in the mitochondria and helps the mitochondria heal in our body. You don't get CoQ10 in any other omega-3 oil in this quantity. This oil contains all 4 isomers of vitamin E. So it has even delta tocopherol, which is extremely rare in nature. Therefore, you get all those antioxidants, all those medicinal components, the sclareol, the CoQ10, and the antibacterial, antiviral, antifungal compounds. No wonder it stays stable in room temperature. Only if you take an oil that is stable, it will incorporate into your own fatty acid in a stable way. You'll be protecting your own fatty tissue from oxidation, from free radical generation. You'll protect your subcutaneous fat from being rancid, which is what makes your skin age prematurely and increases the risk of various skin cancers, especially when there is excessive amount of free radical damage from sun radiation, from excessive ultraviolet exposure. It's the combination that makes your skin get damaged or stay healthy. This oil has been shown clinically to be extremely effective with people who have chronic sinusitis, chronic discharge from their nose, inflammatory-based diseases like lupus, multiple sclerosis, rheumatoid arthritis and osteoarthritis, other autoimmune diseases, skin problems like psoriasis. Anything that is involving inflammation, this has been shown far more effective in clinical practice than other products. It has been extremely effective with attention deficit disorder and learning dysfunctions and developmental disorders as well in Israel, and that is why 4 hospitals in Israel are currently engaging in full-scale clinical studies to prove what they have already seen in pilots and in case studies. Amazing results, and they're trying to show now how effective it is with arrhythmias, with ADD, ADHD, and with other chronic common conditions that we see in Western society. These hospitals are now proving what we already know from clinical practice. Speaking of cardiac arrhythmias, as we know, most people who have been put on anticoagulants or aspirin, Coumadin, and other anticoagulant drugs are forbidden from taking omega-3 fatty acids from fish, because fish oil is known to increase this anticoagulation effect and causing the blood to be too thin, increasing the risk for stroke, hemorrhagic stroke. That's why people who need the omega-3 fatty acids more than anyone are the ones who are not allowed to take it. Well, this omega-3 oil from the salvia sclarea